This is the church in Meritxell. It was
built after there was a fire here in 1972, and construction of this new building started in 1972, finished around 1976, so 4 years, a lot longer than the original church took to build, I'd say.
Oh yeah, but that is then the old part what was burned down?
No, the old part is gone.
Oh,
I don't think there's anything left of the old part left.
that is the souvenir shop.
That'll go up anyway. You can get some exercise as well while you're praying, or just before you pray. There's a lot of these arches around throughout the site, and they're not functional, so they're not holding anything up. So I'd say they represent something that's a bit more spiritual. You see the same here. Now I'm not sure if this is a representation of the original sanctuary that was here, which was built in the 12th century. And you can imagine it back then, 800 years ago, where something like this would have meant, a place of real sanctuary for some people, for pilgrims and people who were just coming up here seeking solace. And it wouldn't have been here in isolation. I mean, there would have been inns around here, taverns maybe, places where people could stay, markets, where people sold all different types of foods. I think that communities were revolved around these churches back in the day. And up here in the summertime here it's lovely, but in the wintertime you can imagine that this would have been a very inhospitable place, either to live, to work, to travel through, any of that stuff. Maybe an ice house. All right, we'll try and go inside if they're open. Although this is a very modern building, the new building, the old building, 8 centuries ago was Romanesque, a lot like a lot of the other churches and cathedrals and buildings in the area at that time. think this is kind of a modern interpretation of the old Virgin statue. You can see some of this is still charred remains. These are all very much charred and rescued. That was the old building. Obviously the old bell rescued from the original place. People used to gather. The original statue.
Impressive the photos of the fire.
Yeah, yeah. Miracle. Open air, you can imagine this in the winter with all the snow coming down here. Lovely. It's very symbolic. You can imagine that there were some people who just wanted the original building to be reconstructed, but it is what it is. It's onwards and upwards, eh? Sometimes with a fire like that, it's so sudden, and overnight something that was there for 800 years is just gone. It's a shock, but 4 years later you have something different, and you still have, I think, a representation of the old building. And here's definitely a representation of the new. Yes, bring some noodles with you. Huh? Do you bring some noodles with you? Spirituality is a very weird thing, very strange thing, and a very individual thing, no? So this has been here now for almost 50 summers and 50 winters, and you can start to see some of the weather wornness. I wonder if this will be here in 800 years like the old building was. I doubt it somehow. But then it gives somebody else a chance to reimagine. Oh look, it's typical of Spain and Andorra to bring in the whole family. Children are welcome. There's a lot of stories around the original one saying that the original one was found in the snow, the original statue. So I suppose that surrounds everything from that period in time, right? I love the idea of lighting your candle off somebody else's candle. It's strange that the fire was the 8th of September 1972, but the 8th of September is also the national holiday in Andorra for the patron saint of Andorra, which is the Lady of Meritxell. So it's beautiful. Ah.
Él hace un marco a la naturaleza, ¿vale?
Sí.
Nosotros decimos, ¿tu mujer?
Ayer.
Ven, por favor.
Ven.
Vení un moment, sisplau. Él hace un marco a la naturaleza, ¿eh?
Sí.
Porque no puede hacer esa pared allá. Porque ve lo que ve, escucha a Juan Sebastián Bach y no puede hacer una pared. Entonces decide hacer un marco a la naturaleza. Nosotros que somos creyentes decimos, el santuario de la naturaleza entra en el santuario de Meritxell o el santuario de Meritxell sale al santuario de la naturaleza. Pero sin querer le salió un retablo. ¿Sabéis lo que es un retablo? En el fondo de las iglesias casi siempre hay un retablo en que tiene forma así. Hay una pradela, que es la parte de abajo de los retablos, que casi siempre hay la pasión de Cristo, la parte humana de Dios. Y arriba dividido en cuadrados, como los retablos, en que las iglesias pues hay una virgen, un santo en cada cuadrado, una virgen, ¿vale? Pero estáis viendo uno de los mejores retablos del mundo. Uno de los mejores retablos del mundo. Si hubierais venido ayer y hubierais hecho una foto a esta hora, hubierais visto que estaba todo nublado. La foto hubiera sido todo nublado. Hoy el cielo está azul. De aquí 2 semanas aquellos árboles ya no tendrán hojas. Cada vez que miraréis, cada vez que haréis una fotografía, haréis una fotografía diferente. Cada vez que haréis una fotografía, haréis una fotografía diferente.
Wow. The way he was talking about it was, it's just multi-faith. So Muslims, Chinese religions, all over the world. Lovely. Well, it certainly wasn't what I expected, and yeah, really liked it.